What's up gamers, Chibi Pine here. Recently there's been some drama circulating in the anime community, and it's because of a particular channel and a particular video. So it called into question about anime tourists and how they differ from anime fans. And it's mostly because, anime tourists claim they like anime, but they don't really seem to be liking anime. They're like phony anime fans. So for that very reason, anime fans really hate them. And so I watched a few videos about this little drama, mostly the people reacting to it, and they also recalled some of their times when they used to like anime or when they talk about watching older anime. And because of that, it made me reflect a little. It made me want to make this video talking about anime, and I wanted to talk about my own story as an anime fan. So grab a drink, maybe a snack, because it's story time with Chibi Pine. Damn, that sounded better. So to start off, I was around 5 or 6 years old when I first started watching anime. This was like early 2000s. And the only way I discovered it was because of my cousins who watched anime on TV. So whenever they watched on TV, I also tagged along. And well, most of the animes we were watching were classics. It was Ghost Fighter, Flame of Recca, Dragon Ball Z, Daimos, Voltes 5, like classics 90s anime in Tagalog dub.
Paalam sa'yo, Jerry!
Now, for those who don't know, I'm Filipino. And back then, the only way for Filipinos to actually watch anime was to watch it on TV on their time slot in their local anime channels. So all of it was in Tagalog dub. It was an okay experience. It's not the worst. It just kind of sucked because of the time slots. We're all spoiled now with streaming services and the free will to watch anytime you want. So at that time, you were bound to miss like 1 or 100 episodes if it was a long series. So it kind of sucked. But I didn't know that years later, I would get more and more into anime. Why? Because years later, my parents would buy this cable TV deal where we could actually access like foreign channels. So we had channels like HBO, Fox, those kind of channels. But to me, the only channel that really mattered was Animax. And it was only then that I discovered sub and dub. Now initially, when I first started watching on Animax, I did not like dub at all. It was, I already had this, discussion in my mind about sub versus dub, and it was boiled down to practicality. Whenever I had to watch on sub, obviously I had to read the text, and I'm a very, very slow reader. So I was suffering trying to catch up on the text on what's happening, and then trying to look at the visuals of what's actually happening. While on dub, well, I just have to listen to them and actually watch the animation unfolding. But with that said, I adapted. It was because at the time, as far as I remember, I think it was like the longer, more popular shows like Bleach, and I think it was like Slam Dunk or something, that was airing in like English dub. But in Animax, there were already so many shorter series that weren't as popular as the big 3 anime shows. So most of these shows would always be in sub. But I was so curious that I had to watch them. And because of that, I was able to kind of train my mind in actually reading sub. And a lot of these series, I kind of enjoyed them and always kind of remember them looking back. There were shows like Book of Bantora, Shangri-La, there was Nura, Rise of the Yokai Clan, there was Jikoku Shoujo, and one of my favorites is Tegami Bachi. All these shows were really unique. They had really nice premises and stories, and pretty decent animation. So I really enjoyed them a lot. It was a really nice experience because it kind of introduced me to another version of anime that you can watch and enjoy it. The only thing that was kind of missing at that experience was I didn't really have anyone to talk to about anime. I didn't have friends who liked anime yet because, well, I had no one, and my parents or family, they only knew the old school anime shows. So junior high school started, and I got to know this guy. I was mostly alone in like the start of high school. I didn't really know that many people, and there's this one dude I got to be friends with because we both discovered that we both like video games. And one day he got into Magic the Gathering, the trading card game, and he tried to get me into it. And then he tried to look for a friend group that was also into Magic the Gathering, and he found this small group, and he tried to get me into it. Little did I know that was going to be one of my most important moments of my life, where I found, I don't want to say eternal, but one of my biggest friend groups that remained up to this day. I'm still with them up to now, and I really love them. We all pretty much became friends because of, similar interests. We all love video games, we love anime. We're a nerdy ass group, I know. But hell, if we all got along, then what the hell? I don't care about anything else. They don't care if we're nerds. So, aside from meeting this new friend group, because they also watch anime, they weren't just a group to talk about anime. They were effectively an information source for me as well. And it was important at that time because it was only then did I discover anime streaming services. So you mean to tell me that you can just Google anime and there's like websites where you can watch anime for free? And that was a game changer to me. You all have no idea, well, not really. You all know how important streaming services are now. You can watch each episode, you can catch up, you can rewatch episodes, and you can watch on the episodes that you missed out. This was a great moment for me, or time period for me. And they even knew websites where you can download anime series. That's crazy. So aside from that, well, of course, there was nothing else to do but to continue watching anime. So they introduced me to their own favorite shows as well that was airing during that time. That was like 2012, 2013, around that years. So the first anime they introduced to me, which was really important to me because it was an anime they recommended and an anime that everyone pretty much knew in that group, which was Angel Beats. And that's when I discovered I don't really like drama anime. Not that Angel Beats was a bad show, by the way. It was a really good show. It's just that drama anime makes me cry and I hate crying. It was as simple as that. But Angel Beats had great music and great animation. It was alright. And well, it had a good mix of comedy and drama. So overall a fun show. And so naturally, instead of shonen, they kept recommending me shows like Sakuraso no Pet no Kanajo, Baka Testo Shokanju. What else was there? It was mostly like rom-com shows, but they didn't recommend it, but I on my own had to watch Sword Art Online. So yeah, on reflection, I was like watching mostly rom-com shows, which kind of felt like, a different genre taste that I managed to dive into, and it was nice. I really enjoyed it. Even like the slice of life shows. Oh yeah, Golden Time. I also watched that. They recommend that to me. And there was this whole new list of anime I did watch, but I kind of wanted to split it from the first shows that my friends introduced me to. And the reason for that was because in the latter half or latter part of my junior high school years would be, for me, my golden era of anime. So it was mostly still junior high school. It was like 2013 to 2017. And there's a few notable reasons why this would be my own golden year of anime. First and foremost, the most obvious reason is that there were a lot of great shows that were releasing. And there were shows like One Punch Man, there was No Game No Life, Konosuba, ReZero, Himego Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. The JoJo series was releasing. There was also Arrow Manga. Oh yeah, that was as a part-timer. I really like that show too. So these shows, maybe to some people, may not have been the biggest anime that have influence over the decade, but to me, these were shows that were near and dear to my heart. At least some of them, at least. So Konosuba, up to this day, is still my all-time favorite isekai show. I even went as far as collecting some of their light novels. It's not complete at the moment, it's still a lot to grasp on, but I really like Konosuba. There's also Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. That was like one of my favorite slice of life shows on season 1. It was really chill, and it had its own mix of fantasy. And then JoJo series. This is like my Marvel show, or I don't want to say it like that, I'm sorry. It's JoJo's like the longest running series that I've been catching up on. It's not, haven't really watched Naruto or any of the big 3 or long series. This was the long series shonen for me, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So there was a lot of great shows in that time period. But of course, the second reason why this was the golden era for me, a very simple reason, is because in junior high school, this was the time I had the most free time to actually watch anime. Yeah, it only went downhill from here. Oh yeah, and also another thing to note about my life is that, well, I never got bullied for liking anime. I hear it from a lot of content creators where they were like bullied because they like anime and people found it weird. Fortunately, I wasn't able to experience something like that, but there weren't as many anime fans as I thought there would be up until what I said was my golden era. For some reason, during that time, there were so many people who were getting into anime, and I would be like surprised where they would bring out their phones and start watching the next episode of Attack on Titan. Sometimes they would approach me or some of my friends, ask me, yo, this show's really good, like, do you know what other anime I should watch? And it was a really nice experience. Oh yeah, also I would say I kind of experienced having an anime tourist at that time. It's not as big as a deal as like now, but like it's just I will never forget this one experience where this guy, he's a really popular guy, he's really sociable, he's really friendly, and has a lot of circle of friends. One day he would watch Origairu, and he told us he was like Hachiman. Like how? What do you mean? So anyways, after junior high school, I just kind of felt watching whatever I felt like watching. I didn't really have that much of a big drive or motivation to watch, even though like, you know, pretty much every year, every season, there would always be a new great show that was gonna be releasing that time. And well, as cringe as it sounds, even I as an anime fan was like, I'll watch every anime that releases. And who knew? It turned out to be a very unrealistic goal. At that point, I was just gonna get into a show that I felt like getting into. This kind of phase was going from like 2018 to 2023. It's quite a big chunk. And even though this was like my senior high school years, my college years, and this was COVID era, 2019 to 2022, and I did not get into anime as much as I thought I would. There just wasn't any shows that I really got into. Although, another reason I didn't watch as much anime is because I had a small shift in my situation. I decided to read manga. It was definitely a newer, different experience because I did not read as much manga as I did in junior high school as I did in like 2018 to 2023. So funny enough, I kept reading a lot of rom-com titles that would soon get adapted into anime shows. So there's Horimiya, Nagatoro-san, Komi-san, The Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses, Mikadono, Gambari Doki-chan, and I became friends with the second cutest girl in class. What a long title. I did read some shonen titles as well, like Chainsaw Man or Mato Seihei no Slave, but when all these shows got an animated release, I didn't watch it. I just didn't feel like it. It was kind of a change of preference, kind of a change in like attitude, or you know, the fact that you already read the manga so you don't really feel like watching the anime because you already know the story kind of attitude. I just kind of lost the spirit to watch anime. So that now brings us to last year, 2024. I did not watch anything. Oh wait, Free Rem. That's it. That's all I watched. I really didn't feel like watching anything. I did only try to get into Jujutsu Kaisen. I got like 7 episodes in season 1 and then I instantly dropped it. I couldn't get into it. I was only into Jujutsu Kaisen because of the memes. I really like all of their memes, all the Amanai memes and the Mahoraga memes. That's all I was in it for. And that was also considering like season 1 was 2020. So it's a pretty old series. Pretty dated season 1 already. I guess I just didn't feel like it. There's just really nothing. I just didn't feel like watching anything. Even from memory, like I don't remember reading a new manga series. But bro, I swear, I really like anime. I still like to watch anime. I might have watched something in between. Yes, I know I have brain rot from watching only short content videos on social media. I'm sorry to you and myself. But damn, I really didn't watch anime. I guess that's where it all ends. That's it. I just stopped watching anime. Maybe my taste in shows or entertainment has changed. Maybe it was just a phase for me. Maybe my taste has evolved to something that's not anime. I guess I'm just not gonna watch any more anime in the future. Not gonna lie, I did not think this was gonna happen. So, I may have lied a little bit. So in Musume, my first exposure to it was actually watching the movie. A friend of mine in the friend group invited us to watch the Musume movie, Beginning of a New Era, in 2024. But I still didn't really get into Musume. It was just like everyone else. I only started to get into Musume when the global version of the gacha game released on Steam. And it was then that I discovered so much more of Musume that I didn't realize was a thing. And this was important because the biggest reason why I really like Musume is because I discovered that it was actually based on real-life Japanese horse racing. Like, you mean to tell me that this horse is this horse, that she is this, that this all happened? That's amazing. Musume was a really interesting franchise to get into because you can really feel the love and effort and passion that was poured into this franchise, all from Cygames. Like all the little details, like the lore accurate races, the costume designs that was inspired by the jockeys, the ear accessories to tell them if they were a stallion or a mare, and even their personality. Dude, I even felt like I was spoiling myself just reading through the race history of these horses in real life. So I could keep rambling on about Musume, but I just want to wrap this video up by saying that I realize I still like anime. I guess Musume made me realize I still do. And well, I guess to wrap it up, for my anime shows that I watched in 2024, I watched the Uma Musume movie. In 2025, I watched Uma Musume Season 1, 2, and 3. I have not yet watched Road to the Top, and for the Cinderella Grey manga, for Cinderella Grey, I have not yet watched, but I did keep reading the manga. So I guess all I can say for certain is that, well, I still like anime. I can tell myself and look at myself that I really do genuinely like anime. I'm not gonna let anyone else take that away from me. But if you've seen these list of shows that I told you that I watch, and you think my taste is bad, well, fine. I can let you guys judge me for that. And I'll admit, there were definitely a lot of popular shows that I still have not watched up to this day. Just to let you guys know though, there were still a lot of other titles that I just didn't include just to make this video as short as possible. But yeah, I like anime. Hopefully I can still continue liking anime, and that's it. This is what my anime journey was like from when I first started watching up to this present day and age. So what's the moral of the story? I don't know, watch Uma Musume or something. I hope you guys enjoyed my little storytelling and my journey on anime, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.